Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Bloom Outdoors. Basically what's happening is I'm getting the truck lifted here soon. I'm getting a 6-inch rough country lift put on. But basically I want to figure out if this truck is, or if the lift I guess is truly a 6-inch lift or whatever you want to say with it. But what I'm going to do is we're going to measure the truck right now. So before it's lifted, currently has all stock suspension, stock wheels, stock tires. We're going to measure everything on it. And then after it's lifted, we're gonna measure it with still the stock wheels on, stock wheels and tires on, but with the lift on. And then once I get the new wheels and tires put on, then I'll measure it again. But the stock tires, I believe, are 32s, and I'm going with 35s. So that'll add another like 1.5 inches, give or take. It is like 3-inch difference, but you know, it's like the diameter, and so you take the radius, which is half that, which is 1.5 inches instead of 3 inches. The truck should sit about 7.5 inches higher. 7.5 inches, that's gonna be really hard to see. Camera won't focus, but the top of the mirror will be at that 7.5 inch mark. So give or take, top of the mirror will be about right here. I mean, 7.5 inches doesn't sound too terribly huge when you really like just say 7.5 inches, but I mean, it'll be a lot bigger for sure. So we're gonna measure the fender right here and also the bed, and then I'm gonna measure the hitch as well. All right, we got the tape measure here. So right now it looks like, trying to get straight on view, looks like we are just about 37.5 inches up front. In the rear, we are at just about 40 3/8. So I guess we can just say like 40.5. But basically, I'm pretty sure the lift will end up being 6 inches in the front, and it's either a 4 or 5 inch block in the back, so the truck will sit about level. With just the lift put on, we should be at like 43.5 if I know how to math. I think it was 37 plus 6, so you know, I think 43.5 or whatever. And then the back should be very close to that. It should be very close because I'm not exactly sure what kind of block comes in the lift, if it's a 4 or a 5 inch, so not 100% sure, but the truck should end up sitting level once the lift is put on. And then we'll measure the hitch here, because I'm gonna order a new hitch, but I'm just not quite sure how big of a hitch I'm gonna need. Looks like the top of the hitch is about 21 inches. I wanted to go ahead and order my hitch right now because I was gonna go with the Gen Y hitch, but I just wasn't sure how big of a drop hitch I need because, like I said, it is 6 inches up front. So I was thinking about going with, I think it's like a 7.5 inch drop hitch. I mean, when you think about it, the front of the truck should sit about 7.5 inches taller because you have the 6-inch lift plus the tire, about 7.5 inches up front. But it won't quite be as tall in the back. Right now, I think I normally use like a 2-inch drop hitch just for whenever I haul a trailer. It's not a big trailer, it's a small trailer, but just throw like an ATV on the back of it. But yeah, so it's like a 2-inch drop hitch I use for that trailer, and the thing sits level. So I'm thinking, let's say it's a 5-inch block in the back. That'll end up being 6.5 inches taller then, I think, yeah. So it'll end up being 6.5 inches taller than what it is right now. So 6.5 inches plus the 2 inches I already used, which is 8.5 inches. And I was gonna get one with the step on it. So it's either 7.5 inch drop hitch or a 10-inch drop hitch, not for sure. But anyways, we've got the measurements. So let's get the truck to the shop, get the lift put on, bring it back, and we will remeasure everything. Bang, and there we go guys, just like that. The lift is on the truck. We've got the 6-inch rough country lift with the lifted struts up front and the V2 shocks in the rear. So let's get a quick little measurement on this so we can compare from before. It looks like we are at about 44 in the front. So I believe we were at 37.5 before. What is that, 6.5 inches then? So it looks like what is to be the 6-inch lift is 6.5 inches in the front. As you can tell, looks a little funky here with the stock wheels and tires on, but that is soon to change, as you will see here in just a second. But let's get a quick measurement on the rear. It looks like in the rear we are actually at 44. So we are definitely now sitting level. So before we were at about a 3-inch difference, smaller in the front than what it was in the back. So that would be what, like 3.5 inches in the rear? Yeah. So we went up about 6.5 in the front and about 3.5 in the back. Front is definitely a lot bigger. Now the truck is level because we are at 44 inches all around. Definitely a little bit harder to get into. Door handle's right here. This is about like eye level for me. So the mirror before, the top of the mirror was about like right here. I don't know, maybe like right here is where the top of the mirror was, give or take some. But I mean, it's definitely a lot bigger. Like my legs going all the way at a 90-degree angle here with the running board to get all the way up. It's super high up there, but definitely a big improvement in height from where we were at before. But anyways, let's get the wheels and tires put on and then we will remeasure things. And there we go, guys, just like that. We already had the lift on in the last clip, but now we have the tires on. That last clip was almost a month ago. Hard to believe, but due to all this happening in the world right now, then the shipping and everything of the wheels and tires was a little slow. Don't mind the wind. It's blowing like 30 miles an hour outside, so we're parked in here, but the door's open so we can get a little more light. I'll go back here. Not very good lighting back here either, it looks like, with the camera. But anyways, we have got the wheels and tires on. Like I said, it was about a month ago that the lift got put on. So here we are finally. So let's get some stuff measured. So these are 35 by 12.5 for the tires on 20 by 12 -44 hostile sprockets, in case you were curious. Here's what they look like. I think the truck turned out really good. Well, turned out what it's like for now, at least. There will be more additions and such. Here's our stance. I think it looks really good. I like it a lot. But stock tires were about 32s and now we're on 35s. So 3-inch difference. And you would take like the diameter of it, which is the 3 inches, but then you take half that. So 1.5 inches is what we should be. So we should be at about 45.5 inches. So we'll give her a measure and see what it says. All right, let's see what it says here. We've got this on the ground. Come up. I guess it'll be kind of hard to tell. We're gonna have to kind of bend the tape. So when the tape is bent, it's at about 46, as you can see there. Because, you know, our offset, hard to tell on camera, but the tape is at the tire and it's bent in, and then we're reading 46. So I would say straight up and down, because here's our difference in offset here is this far, so whatever that is, like 5 inches that we're sticking outside the truck. But I would say it's at about like 45 3/4. So there is our 1.5 inches, give or take, 1 3/4 inches, close enough. Get a measurement on the back, we'll just do the same thing. Go flat on the base here. And when it's bent in, same kind of thing, 46. So we're right at about like 45 3/4 if it was straight up and down, or if you just want to call it 46, then there is our height difference. I believe it was a 6.5 inch is what it ended up being. 6.5 inch like lift in the front and like 3.5 in the rear, I believe. I didn't rewatch the footage, so I'm not 100% sure. 44 minus 6.5, 37.5 to now 46. Overall, we are at about an 8.5 inch lift in the front, like lift plus tire size. Then we are at about 8.5 inches higher up front. Little comparison for you. The emblem there is at like 48.5. So imagine it to be at like almost the top of it at 40. So quite a big difference. We can measure it with the mirror as well. So we have about 9 inches on the mirror, which is honestly very close to the 8.5. So just imagine the top of the mirror used to be about right here. So the top of the mirror is now where the bottom of the mirror is at. And then we'll get a quick little measurement on our hitch. All right, so here is the hitch measurement. We are at about 25. It's like 25 1/8 to the very top of the hitch. I really don't remember what the difference between that is. Like I said, the very first video was a long time ago, like a month ago. So I'll leave all the measurements right here for the differences between stock to the now lifted height with the tires on, because I mean really the height without the tires is not practical. Nobody's gonna do that. The only thing would be is if you really wanna know how much lift you're actually getting out of this rough country 6-inch lift. So that's kind of what I was testing here. Plus to see what the overall height of the truck difference is, or difference of the truck height is. Numbers and the differences from stock to what the truck is now. If this was helpful to you guys, please drop a comment and like down below and let me know what you guys think about the video and what you guys think about the truck and what else you guys want to see done to the truck. But as always, thanks for watching another video of Bloom Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.